The Texas Goat Radio Show. I'm your host, Pretorius. This is part 8 of the 1779 live stream by Owen Benjamin.
Anything. AA, if you really look at what AA is a group of people that hit rock bottom, and I'm not pushing it. There's a lot about it I don't know. How dare you? They hit rock bottom and they sought like salvation through a higher power, admitting their sin and listening to each other's miracles. Okay, like they're not 501c3. They always are wherever, like they can be at a basement at a firehouse or like a church on a Wednesday, or it's where they gather in His name, right? It's so simple, and it's just about accepting that you're fallen, admitting there's a higher power, seeking forgiveness, and through acts, like through works. Because another thing that I see in Christianity now, it's like
he wants his bears to acknowledge him as the higher power. That's one of the consistencies that I've seen over the years with the different videos and live streams that I've watched by him. I have honestly believe that he wants the bears. And at some point, at some level, there is some submissiveness. And so if you're a bear, you have a bear name, you actively watch him every single day, you pay your gateway, you acknowledge Owen as your higher power. That's one of his Luciferian techniques.
Only faith, not works. If you have faith, you can get your dick sucked and go to a Coldplay concert. I have wings I can fly because Christ gave me wings.
The blasphemy is horrendous. He has no idea what he's talking about. And at this point, I don't even know, because there is some kind of leniency and grace for the ignorant. But I don't think he is ignorant. I think he knows what he's doing. But it's not, I can't see his heart. I don't know that for sure. That's a speculation, and that's probably a dangerous one to make.
I am Christ. Okay, so that shit is insane. And they're always like, oh, you, sir, you say it's through works. Oh, 12-step much? No. John 3:16 means I can do coke and drink Monster energy drinks. I can be a piece of shit and scream at my daughter and then punch my wife, but Jesus gave me the wings to fly. It's like, it's creating this satanic hell, man, you know? But when you look at AA, you're looking...
The belligerent rantings, ramblings, venom of Owen Benjamin. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
People that are like, I'm broken, and then they share their experiences. They're like,
there was somebody in the comment section earlier, and they were there defending Owen, and I asked them. I said, "How long have you been a bear? How long?" And they said, "Since day one." I said, "Well, what does that mean? What is day one to you?" And they said, "Probably since the first time he started live streaming, 6 years or something." But they were like, "Well, why do you want to know that? It doesn't matter." I said, "Well, that tells me how long you've tolerated his abuse and vulgarity and evil."
Every day it's a struggle. Because it is. Life is a fucking struggle. Every day it's a fucking struggle. You wake up, you try and be better, you forgive, do the 12 steps. Let's go through the 12 steps. It's like, John 3:16 gave me wings to fly. Now I'm running for Senate and I fuck all my interns. All right. And I know how, like, I have compassion. I know how appealing it must feel to be like, you know how you feel like a piece of shit? Well, if you accept Christ, not only are you not a piece of shit, you're eternally forgiven no matter what you do, and you're going to heaven no matter...
He's preaching a false gospel. This is not the gospel of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He literally, you're watching it in real time, what the apostles warned about. The false preachers, the antichrists, not the one that everybody talks about. There's many, and he is one of them.
No matter what, and you don't even have to do anything. It's all faith. And everyone's like, but Jesus didn't. It's like,
that's not true. That's not true whatsoever. And if there's any Christians in his chat that are still bears, you are doing a disservice to yourself and to God by not speaking up whenever he says stuff like this, because this is not the gospel of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
I know Jesus is God. He died for you, but he's God and he can't die. Just give us money and get your dick sucked. And all right. So anyway, AA 12 steps, because AA has actual results, and it's not about money and it's not about power. It's about people that come and gather in his name, and they admit they're fallen and they seek help. And that to me is objectively the most Christian institution in the world. Yeah, it's about forgiveness. Like, look at Jim Bob. Jim Bob has no forgiveness in his heart at all. No gratitude, no joy. He's like, are you a bear? Oh, fuck you. Like, that's not what, in my opinion, that has nothing to do with what Jesus was talking about. And if that's Christianity, you can call that Christianity, but that just means Christianity is hell.
Jesus literally walked into the temple and turned tables over. And so there's also a scripture that says, be angry and sin not. And so anger is not a sin. Whenever it says don't use harsh language, I feel like that's a matter of abusive language, harsh language. I don't think cursing is necessarily harsh language given the situation. You can say something in the right situation. I say the right situation. In one situation, you can hear some cuss words and it not sound near as harsh as someone speaking harshly to their child or to their wife without cussing at all. That's the difference between that. Or to a stranger or somebody. We've all been in public and you hear not cuss words, just harsh language. Your ear perks up and you're like, what's going on over there? There's no cuss words or anything, but it's harsh language.
And I know Christianity is not hell. The standard of being saved became an altar call and a prayer. They made that the finish line instead of the starting line. Longbow bear, you're like a poet. You're like an electrician poet. When you're not doing the obviously gay thing of giving people electricity, you really are an eloquent fuck. You know that? AA worked for me. It gave me a group of men to be around that weren't actively. Yeah, and somebody in Twitter was like, that mega church, a lot of churches don't look like that. I go, true or false? Do you have a band? Is your church capable of openly condemning drinking and openly condemning sodomy? If not, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not at a church. You're at a masturbatory.
Are you a cult leader who just makes claims that really don't have any kind of basis in reality of scripture or reality for itself? And do you call people gay, make them feel gay, and have them pay you money? What I just said is literally objectively true compared to what he just said.
Fucking self-worship psycho center for the devil. Like, it's literally retarded. Okay, so step one, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. That's